All Family Pharmacy. This is a perfect broadcast to bring on the owner, the founder of All Family Pharmacy. The owner is Michael Kunzler. As soon as we get him on the screen here, we'll go to him live, and there he is. Michael, thanks so much for joining us as we switch the program there. Michael, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, definitely. Can you talk to us a little bit about just the 30,000 foot view of All Family Pharmacy? For those that are watching, they're saying, I want to watch this MAHA event. And now here you are. So go ahead and share with us. It's just all about All Family Pharmacy.
Yeah, so All Family Pharmacy is a independent, privately owned pharmacy, family owned. It's owned by my brother and I. We're business partners here. We started this thing from the ground up, end of 2019, early 2020 during the pandemic. Obviously, probably the hardest time in history to start a business during that pandemic. So we started, we were dispensing ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine on behalf of America's frontline doctors. We were working with patients all over the United States. And I could tell you, from experience, how frustrated these people were that they had to call the great state of Florida to get their ivermectin, to get their hydroxychloroquine, and to get their antibiotics. They couldn't rely on their local pharmacies because of these corporate chains, because of big pharma. It was very sad to see and watch, but, we built the business to help those who really needed it the most during the pandemic. And that's who All Family Pharmacy is, medical freedom.
I wish I would have known about you guys back a couple years ago, because my wife and I had COVID during Christmas, and ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, man, as soon as we felt those symptoms, we'd have taken those medications. But thank God we know about you now, allfamilypharmacy.com. So if President Trump's plan to lower drug prices really takes off, which it looks like it may, how do you see the future of pharmacy changing?
I see a big future, and I think it could be for a lot of different entities outside of pharmacies, for physicians, for doctors, for hospitals, but specifically independent pharmacies such as ourselves. These are private-owned pharmacies, small businesses who are the backbone of the U.S. economy. It could be huge for us because it's going to level the playing field with all these corporate pharmacies who get all these discounts, who get all these drug rebates, who get cheaper prices on drugs when they go to purchase it. If I go to purchase an EpiPen and sell it, I have to sell it for $200 for 2 pens. That's unfortunate for the consumer. Why are they paying so much money for an emergency medication? Eliquis. Why is Eliquis a very rare but very used blood thinner that saves people's lives? Why is it $700 for that one medication? It should not be that way. You can get it overseas for a fraction of the cost from the same drug manufacturers. The prices here in America should be the same, and that'll help independent pharmacies such as ourselves be able to provide pricing transparency. You'll be able to see affordable pricing, which is huge for our network.
That's true. I mean, also, how do you think the most favored nation pricing policy affect the cost of medications for your customers, though?
Yeah, so basically, President Trump wants the drug manufacturers to level that playing field. Whatever you pay in Turkey, or the consumer pays in Turkey for an Eli Lilly drug, a United States citizen should pay the same exact price here. That's based around what part of the bill is. The other part of the bill is allowing compounding pharmacies. We're a compounding pharmacy. We can make a replica drug, what the drug manufacturer makes, at a fraction of the cost. That's what we do with ivermectin now. People complained, in 2020 about the prices of ivermectin because it skyrocketed because of supply and demand. There's only one drug manufacturer, so they controlled the prices. The price shot through the roof. We were selling it. These people were upset. So what we did is we went in and compounded it in higher doses. We compounded it specific to the patient's needs. And we dropped the price significantly just by compounding it. And that is another portion of that bill, is allowing more flexibility with compounding pharmacies such as ourselves.
You answered a number of the questions I had, too. And at the end of the day, people are wondering, is there amoxicillin, penicillin, and all the other basic essential medications as well? I know ivermectin is one of those that's not so easy to get, but the other day I was at the dentist and I had some toothache and they gave me some amoxicillin. It knocked whatever that was right out with the gum and all that. So could I go to you and just fill out some medical paperwork and say amoxicillin, and you have a doctor that would prescribe it to me?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We highly suggest it. We want you to be proactive, not reactive. We want you to have that medication when you need it the most. And amoxicillin is one of them, the Z-Paks as well. when spring comes around, when flu season comes around. Everybody should have an antibiotic. Every sickness is not a bacterial infection, but there are a lot of bacterial infections that come out during flu season and during the spring season. And you should definitely have that ability to have it right away, because nowadays you've got to go to the doctor. That could take anywhere between 1 and 3 days. And then for them to send it to your local pharmacy, and you're sitting at the pharmacy with a bunch of sick people who are in line for the same exact medication, or they're in line to be tested for COVID or for flu, or they're getting vaccinated, whatever the case may be. With us, All Family Pharmacy, we ship you the medications directly to your door. We have our own doctors who are like-minded like us. These are physicians who care about medical freedom, and they care about their patients, but they also care about the safety of their patients. So they do thoroughly review the profiles, and they do contact you as needed. They'll go through these consultations with you to help make sure that you're taking the medication as necessary. And then we have a list of pharmacists that work here on our grounds. There's 4 of them. At CVS, you have 1 pharmacist. All Family Pharmacy, we have 4. You can speak to a pharmacist to make sure you're doing the medication, you're taking the medication correctly. And if you're having side effects, we can help you subside with those side effects or combat them. There are so many different ways that All Family Pharmacy can help you with medications that you really, truly need.
Pardon my lack of knowledge for this next question, but I don't know everything about drug and pharmacies and all that stuff. But so if I were to go to another pharmacist, right, and I was getting amoxicillin, but if I went to you and I got amoxicillin, is that the same exact maker and pill? Is there different kinds of elements in each? Like, can you talk to us about that? Break that down a little bit with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So the amoxicillin you get with us is the exact same amoxicillin you get at your local pharmacy. It could be a different drug manufacturer. There's anywhere between 5 and 10 at any given time, depending upon the strength that you're purchasing. Some people want tablets, some people want capsules. That'll also, determine the manufacturer. But at the end of the day, the medication is the same. It's the same whether you get it from us or you get it from CVS or Walmart or Walgreens.
Awesome. Can you talk to us about the exclusive right now? You're talking RSBN 20 gets 20% off to the end of, is it June or July? It's June, right?
The end of June. So we're going to play this month by month. President Trump announced price cutting. The price cutting has not come into play yet, which obviously some of these bills, they take a little bit of time. And then if the Supreme Court gets involved, then it gets delayed. We're jumping in right away. We usually do a 10% off. We're now issuing a 20% off to start. Possibly even lowering the prices come sooner. These coupons will help all Americans. We have so many senior citizens who come to us who are just on Social Security, and we have these conversations with them. And it's sad. It's sad what the government has done to them over the years. And these people, they unfortunately just cannot afford these medications. Their insurance doesn't want to pay for it. Their doctor doesn't want to sign for it. And then they come to All Family Pharmacy for help, and we're trying to help as much as possible. We believe this coupon is just a stepping stone into cutting drug prices. And this is how we're going to start. We're going to start cutting the prices slowly but surely while the legal work does, their job with Donald Trump and President Trump and his initiative.
If you're just joining us right now, this is Michael Kunzler with All Family Pharmacy, the founder, the owner. And before I let you go, Michael, question about the different medical kits that you guys have to offer. Can you share with us some of those as we're moving forward? I know we can order in bulk or we can just order a few, but tell us about those kits.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can, like you said, you can customize your options, but you could just order 1 medication. You can order 10 medications. You can also go into our custom kits, which are our emergency kits. We have one for travel. We have one for flu season. We have an emergency kit if you're, hiking, you're traveling outside of the United States. There are other diseases, other bacterias, viruses that you got to combat, whether it's there or it's here. Altitude sickness medication if you want to go skiing. We have a lot of different kits designed around different lifestyles. A lot of them are specific to travel because nowadays you go outside the United States, you come home, you're sick for 7 days. You can't afford to miss work. We can't afford to miss school with the kids. This is something that we love pushing is these kits, just solely because they're customized for your lifestyle. And then if the kit doesn't fit your needs, you can go right to our main page and order whatever medication you think fits your needs, as long as it's safe and effective. So.
It's great to have the RSBN All Family Pharmacy partnership. And sometimes when we go to commercial break, we see Don Jr. on there. What's it like to have Trump partnering with you guys?
We love it. Don Jr. is the best. Highly spoken. He's a great guy. We love having him as a sponsor, as an advertiser. He's been great to us, and we hope that we've been great to him and his viewers. That is, our number one goal is to make sure that we take care of the viewers as we advertise. We've got no complaints from his team. We're working with a very large amount of conservatives, RSBN being one of them. We've had great success with you guys, and we've hoped that you've had great success with us and that we're doing right by your viewers. Making sure we take care of them and, making sure they're healthy and they have the medication on hand when it's truly needed.
That's perfect. More than 200 essential medications, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and others. Thank you, sir. Michael Kunzler, the founder and owner of All Family Pharmacy. Thank you again for joining us on Right Side.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you, sir.